party turns deadly in Bath Township with 9 people shot, 1 teen dead, and police say there may have been more than one shooter. What investigators found and how you can help coming up.
President Trump grants full pardons to top allies charged in efforts to overturn the 2020 election. We have the details coming up.
The first snowfall of the season. We have your forecast ahead of more winter weather as Kent Stater TV news starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Monday evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Sophia Lena. Welcome back to your Kent Stater TV. We begin with police still investigating a deadly shooting at a Bath Township Airbnb that left 1 teen dead and several others injured.
KSTV's Lex Rady joins us in studio with how investigators are piecing together exactly what happened that night. Hi, Lex.
That's right. Police say that what started as a party for young people ended in tragedy on Top of Hill Road in Bath Township. 9 people were shot, including 18-year-old Elijah Wells from Akron, who later died from his injuries. Police say what started as a party among teens and young adults turned chaotic just after midnight on Sunday, November 2nd. Officers rushed to a rental home on Top of the Hill Road after multiple 911 calls reported a shooting.
Our officers responded quickly and found a rather chaotic scene with kids and others running out of this home, many of whom had sustained gunshot wounds.
Chief Sinopoli says 9 people were shot, 2 remain hospitalized, and 1 person, 18-year-old Elijah Wells of Akron, died from his injuries. Police say the victims were between 15 and 21 years old.
Our deepest sympathy really goes out to his family and friends for this incredible loss that they've sustained.
Investigators believe there may have been more than one shooter based on shell casings found inside the home.
We did find multiple shell casings within the first floor of the residence, which seemed to indicate that there may be more than one shooter, but we haven't conclusively confirmed that as of yet.
Police are now reviewing social media, video surveillance, and interviewing witnesses to track down who's responsible. The Bath Township Police Chief says the community's response has been helpful.
Our investigators are actively interviewing witnesses, so they are getting a good amount of information from those who attended the party. So we're encouraged by what we're seeing thus far.
The family of Elijah Wells was contacted for an interview but did not respond. Chief Sinopoli says the department continues to work with the Ohio Attorney General's office to identify and hold those responsible accountable.
Clearly, this incident does not define who we are as a community.
Investigators say anyone who lost items like phones, clothing, or speakers during the incident can visit the Bath Township Police Department this Tuesday, November 12th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to retrieve their belongings. For KSTV, I'm Lex Reedy.
Thanks, Lex. The 3-time inductee into the Basketball Hall of Fame, Lenny Wilkens, died this Sunday at 88 years old, surrounded by family.
The former Cavaliers coach was a 9-time All-Star player and the first person to reach 1,000 wins as an NBA coach with 32 seasons and 6 teams.
Wilkens also led the U.S. Olympic team in 1992 and 1996, where America won gold. The cause of death is still unknown.
Kennet Police Officer Dave Wolgamont died this Monday morning after being involved in a car crash. Wolgamont was on his way to work at around 6:53 when the accident occurred. He was taken to the hospital where he later passed away. At this time, the crash remains under investigation and officials have not released any additional information.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Of the day, the snow is officially back. The winter weather hit Northeast Ohio with several inches of snow throughout the day.
And it was pretty cold with wind chills in the 20s today.
Oh my goodness.
The Ohio Department of Transportation posted they cleared roads early this morning, but also a reminder to watch out for any changing conditions as we enter the winter season.
That's right. ODOT also shared a reminder to give extra space for the plows as they work to clear the roads this season.
For more on all things snow and the elements, we are joined by our Ryan Mead here at Franklin Hall Studio.
Hi Ryan, good evening.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a really cold one today, and we saw some snow throughout the day. It was a first snow of the year for us, but currently, right now, it's 27 degrees. It's very chilly. The wind chill's making it feel a lot colder than what it really is. It's also a little bit windy outside, so that's also making it feel a little bit colder. But so far today, snow totals are up to less than 1 inch. We saw some snow get heavier, some like flurries. For the most part, this is all melted throughout the day. And as of right now, it's a little bit windy outside, so it's 12 miles per hour wind. But for the rest of the day, we shouldn't have that much more snow, maybe some flurries around like 9. But as of right now, it's 6 p.m. We're going to get a little bit of off and on snow. And then around midnight, it's going to be completely clear. There shouldn't be any chance of snow for the rest of the night. But tomorrow is going to be a little bit more of what we saw today in the morning. It's going to be more of the flurries that we saw, but it won't be anything that's going to pick up too much. Total should be less than 1 inch. It'll be cloudy after the snow stops, and it should be a very colder day. But the chance of snow for tomorrow is going to be 40%, which is, it's not too high, but you can expect to see a little bit of that snow, especially in the morning, but shouldn't expect anything for the rest of the day after the noon. But so make sure you stay prepared tomorrow for some snow. But let's go back to City of Sophia for more news updates.
Thank you, Ryan. As the government shutdown continues, SNAP benefits in Ohio are still unfulfilled for roughly 1.4 million Ohioans. The Food Bank Network says more families are turning to hunger relief programs out of uncertainty and anxiety. Those seeking extra support can find their local food bank by searching akroncantonfoodbank.org. Anyone can drop off items or donate. $1 can provide up to 3 meals, according to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank.
Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and many events are being held to honor those who served in the military. Here in Portage County, celebrations started today at Kent State Student Green with a commemoration. But if you missed it, don't worry. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., the RTA Veterans Day ceremony will be held at the Kent Central Getaway Transit Center. For the Summit County, a Veterans Day ceremony will be held at 10:45 a.m. on the Veterans Memorial Park and the Green. Plus, the Akron Zoo is giving free admissions to all veterans and 50% discount to immediate family.
Now, over the weekend, Cleveland Guardian pitchers were indicted for pitch rigging.
The pair are both facing up to 65 years in prison for the alleged scheme. For more on the scandal, we are joined by Kayla Gleason. Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Sydney and Sophia. Thanks, guys. Yes, I have the latest on the gambling scandal relating to Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz. Cleveland Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz appeared in court today and is now being held on $500,000 bail. He and his teammate Emmanuel Clase are facing multiple charges for allegedly taking bribes to rig their first pitches in favor of a duo of sports gamblers. Prosecutors say Clase began cooperating with bettors as early as 2023. He used his first pitch selections and would communicate with them mid-game. He would receive bribes and kickbacks in exchange for helping bettors. Both Clase and Ortiz were placed on leave by the Guardians back in July, near the MLB trade deadline. The move came as the Guardians were rumored to trade Clase. In a statement with the Guardians, they said that they will continue to cooperate with both law enforcement and the MLB as the investigation continues. This scandal comes as another gambling scandal has rocked the NBA. A couple weeks ago, Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former Cleveland Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones, among others, were arrested on account of illegal sports betting and rigging games. Authorities say Rozier used inside NBA information to aid bettors in at least 7 games between March 2023 and March 2024. He and Billups face charges of wire fraud and money laundering. As of 3:30 today, the MLB and sportsbooks agreed on a nationwide $200 betting limit on pitches. Ohio regulators have been considering a ban on player-specific prop bets, which has been implemented by Governor Mike DeWine already for college football. Those are all of the updates I have for you today as the multiple sports betting investigations continue. For KSTV News, I'm Kayla Gleason.
Thank you, Kayla. Thousands of flights canceled. The disruption in air traffic this past weekend without enough staff, affecting operations for all airlines.
The government shutdown might be coming to an end. We have the latest updates on the Capitol Hill negotiations after the break.
You feel good about that? No. I'm looking at it right.
And yellow today. Feel free to use green. Feel free whatever you want to do. These are what I have in my refrigerator.
Students, especially those that are in CCI fondly enough, are going to be visiting there quite often. But does their reward program
.76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
There it is. Keep going with it. Leo!
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. After 40 days of the government shutdown, the effects are being felt across the country.
But there is a chance that it could be coming to an end soon. CNN Ivan Rodriguez has the latest updates on the negotiations.
A Sunday night breakthrough in the Senate is putting Congress on a path to potentially end the shutdown.
Our long national nightmare is finally coming to an end.
8 Democratic centrists broke with party leaders to join Republicans in a 60-40 vote to advance a federal funding measure in exchange for a future vote on extending enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies. However, Republicans have not guaranteed to extend the health care subsidies that are at the heart of the fight, frustrating party progressives.
That is a totally meaningless gesture. You can get 100 votes here in the Senate. Won't mean anything because the House is not going to take it up.
But for the senators who chose to break, the compounding impacts of the shutdown, including unpaid federal workers, snarled travel due to air traffic controller shortages, and the loss of critical food assistance through SNAP benefits, pushed them to cut a deal.
We need to get the government open because we have millions of Americans who are suffering.
If the battle plan isn't working, you change the battle plan, you try another tactic.
What Democrats do get out of a deal to end the shutdown includes jobs restored for thousands of federal workers fired during the shutdown, protections against mass federal layoffs through the end of the fiscal year, back pay for furloughed workers, and fund SNAP benefits through the 2026 fiscal year. For the millions of Americans feeling the shutdown pain, the end may finally be near. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Out of the White House, President Trump fully pardoned allies of federal charges for efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Trump's lawyers Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell and his former chief of staff Mark Meadows are on the list. So are some of his co-defendants who were charged for trying to subvert Trump's 2020 loss. The pardon explicitly states it doesn't apply to Trump himself.
The U.S. Supreme Court turned down Kim Davis' petition to overturn its decade-old ruling that recognized a constitutional right to same-sex marriages. Kim Davis is a former Kentucky county clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses after the 2015 ruling, and is facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in illegal fees and damages for not issuing those licenses. The court did not explain the reason behind its decision.
A court order may ensure the SNAP program is still funded this month. A federal appeals court ruled the Trump administration must pay full food stamp benefits for tens of millions of Americans. On Friday, the administration pressed the appeals court to scrap that order. When the appeals court declined, the administration asked the Supreme Court to intervene, which paused the order. The program funds are still in limbo.
Air traffic control staffing had one of the hardest weekends as the federal government shutdown continues. According to an analysis of the Federal Aviation Administration operations plans, there were 146 reports of staffing triggers from Friday morning to Sunday night. This means that staffing levels dropped low enough to set off an alert, and therefore air traffic controllers had to alter operations to keep airspace safe with very low staffing.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
On campus already for this week, and we're looking at a long week ahead. I don't know about you. Did you have to grab that winter coat yet?
Definitely. It's so cold out. Oh my God.
All right, Ryan, what do you got for us for this week?
Yeah, it was really snowy today. It was really cold, but currently throughout Ohio, it's around the same temperature for the most part. It's around that 25 to 30 degree mark. Over each part of Ohio received a little bit different amounts of snow today. Like in Cincinnati, they received about 2 inches of snow. Towards Columbus was about that 1 inch mark. Over towards where we are was around that 1 inch mark, although really we don't have anything on the ground anymore because it all melted throughout the day. Pittsburgh was still around that same thing as us, where it was a little bit, some snow picked up a little bit during the day, but most of it all melted throughout the day, and as of right now, there's nothing on the ground. But they're a little bit closer to us. It was very cold for most of the day. There shouldn't be that much snow on the ground for anywhere, maybe an inch in some places. But for the most part, it's around that we're around 26 degrees right now. Cleveland's around that 28 mark, but for the most part, it's not too bad out there. It's a little bit cold, but and then for the rest of the week, we can expect to see tomorrow morning is going to have some snow. Wednesday is going to be a lot more cloudy, but a little bit warmer for the most part. And then it's going to start to warm up later in the week, and it's going to feel a little bit more like November weather instead of this winter that suddenly occurred this week. And then on Sunday, it's going to be a little bit rainy, but make sure you stay warm for the rest of the week, as it's going to start feeling like winter later in the year. But now let's go back to Sydney and Sophia for the rest of your Monday newscast.
Thanks, Ryan. Travelers are having a hard beginning of the week as the season's first major Arctic blast hits, together with an ongoing air traffic control shortage, is creating a mess with many national airports.
CNN Karen's Keifa has the latest updates.
Their flight from New Orleans to Chicago was canceled, but when they hopped into a rental car north, Grace Butler and her boyfriend encountered another snag in Illinois early Monday. The cascade of flight delays and cancellations related to the government shutdown has met an Arctic air mass poised to chill the eastern two-thirds of the country. Monday's big snow totals branching out from Chicago and around the Great Lakes and compounding an already messy situation at some major airports.
I'm exhausted. I am tired. I am mad. I had to call the customer service. They couldn't give me anything.
Delays due to air traffic controller staffing shortages began early Monday at airports including Chicago's O'Hare, Phoenix, and Dallas. This after the worst weekend for air traffic control staffing since the start of the government shutdown, as controllers are asked to continue to work without pay.
When the most disciplined safety workforce in America is forced to think about survival instead of public safety, this is the cost.
Some passengers exhausted by a lack of options.
When I got here to get my flight to Seattle today, because they didn't have Portland, the Seattle
flight is delayed, so I cannot get to Seattle, so I cannot get the train to get to Portland.
Meanwhile, the Arctic blast has the potential to bring record cold temperatures Tuesday morning as far south as Florida. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Dillon Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns travel to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets. KSTV's got the results after this break.
Is it okay over there? Is that good?
Jackie boy, look, we have bbeen through a lot together.
Hurry up before this rain, this rain goes away. Well, it's just,
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is CHIP. And for more than 100 years, American Humane has been protecting animals in times of crisis. And if you're like me, your pet means the world to you, and you want to keep them safe if disaster strikes. American Humane's first responders are always prepared to rescue animals in danger, but you can also help. To learn more about disaster planning and keeping your animals safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
As part of its public health mission, the scientists and staff at FDA work to protect the American public by getting the accurate, science-based information they need to use medications wisely.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. This is my time. Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started. This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Find your place in space. This is my time. Space for All.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Good evening, I'm Gage Wellman. We've got some men's basketball news for you and a little wagon wheel preview to start off your Kent Stater Sports Report. On Friday, Kent State men's basketball team defeated Cornell by a final score of 110-102 for the Flash's first win of 2025. The star of the night for KSU was guard Morgan Safford, who finished with a career high of 34 points off the back of 9 3-pointers. As a result, it was announced today that Safford was named Co-Men's MAC Player of the Week for his amazing performance. The Flashes will be back in action tonight at home against UNC Wilmington at 7. Well, tomorrow is Veterans Day, and we'll see the Kent State football team travel to InfoCision Stadium tomorrow night as the Flashes will be taking on the Akron Zips. Kent State hasn't defeated the school down the road since 2022 and will be looking for their first road win of the season and in general since they defeated Buffalo also back in 2022. Game time is set for 7 p.m. and if you won't be in attendance, you can watch on ESPNU. Well, after 2 rough road games against James Madison in West Virginia, the Kent State women's basketball team is finally back at home, and they are playing right now as we speak. The Walsh Cavaliers come into the MAC Center without having any record, and this is an exhibition game for Walsh, but not for Kent State, which admittedly, it's pretty confusing anyhow. If you want to catch this game, or the remainder of this game, log on to ESPN+. Well, over in MetLife Stadium, the Jets were remembering the late, great Nick Mangold as Dillon Gabriel is going to fire this one over to David Njoku, the lifelong Brown, for the touchdown. Browns are going to play in front. But this was the big story of the day. Now, the Jets, not a lot of great offensive firepower last night. Obviously, they traded away a few of their stars. But the reason they succeeded so well in this game was the back of a kick return. Here's the first one, and a punt return, as you'll see later. That was the first time that's ever happened in the very storied history of the New York Jets. Another piece of history in this game, this is the first time that an opponent got under 175 yards of offense, and the Browns still managed to lose this game. But first, it was a left-handed touchdown pass from Dillon Gabriel to Jerry Jeudy. He had to dive and get that one. The Browns are going to tie it up. But then it was Breece Hall, my fantasy hero for my ESPN fantasy team. Here he goes, the Iowa State prospect, on a slip screen touchdown that would end up giving the Jets the late lead. And after a clumsy Browns penalty, Jets are going to take this one by a final score, 27-20. So guys, tomorrow, Kent State going into Akron, super excited. Who is going to win tomorrow night?
I can feel it.
Obviously Kent State, right?
Kent State, that's right.
Love to hear it, guys.
We'll be right back after this.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to CISA.gov/secure our world.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. You have to have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Welcome back. Today was pretty snowy and cold, but this brought out some good memories. As you can see, we have some childhood pictures here.
These are so fun. We were feeling a bit nostalgic today as the first snow kind of hit. So lots of us sent in our own pictures, and we're just kind of seeing them for the first time as well.
Yeah.
Who's on screen right here?
Oh, that's me.
That's you? Do
I'm
you
right
remember
there.
this happening?
I'm a Lowe's bucket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sweet.
And this is on Christmas, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. And my brother right there.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, in Chile.
You guys, this is so much fun. Thank you guys for all sharing that. And we will be back tonight at 8 for Sports Corner, so stick around.
You can also find us anytime at KentStater.com. I'm Sophia Elena.
And I'm Sydney Brown.
Have a great night, Portage County.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at IQAirFoundation.org.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero. Good job, kitty cat. When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.